every book has a theme and every talk has a message. But half knowledge is very dangerous, no? So you can take any book from anywhere around the world and come to any conclusion, whatever you want. If you don't really understand the theme and the message of that book. Is it? So suppose if I give you a lecture, or if I give a talk here, and if somebody asks you after the talk, okay, what did you learn? So you might as well say, I learned that Prabhuji's name is Dr. Keshav Anand. But that's not the message. That is one of the statement among what we talked, but that is not the message. You see the point? Why I'm telling you the point is because many people say Bhagavad Gita is a book which will teach you how to do good work. Is it? Karmanyavadikaraste. People quote, no? Do action, do not worry about results. That's the message of Bhagavad Gita. No, that's one of these statements while Krishna is talking. Or many people will say Bhagavad Gita is a book to make you learn how to lead a peaceful life. No, that's not the message of Bhagavad Gita. Krishna is not teaching you to lead a peaceful life. No, that's a statement while Krishna is talking. So that's very important to understand the goal of the book, the goal of the talk first. And then it's important to understand how to achieve that goal. So Krishna, in these 4 verses, he is talking about all these things. He knows that most people will read Bhagavad Gita and use for their ulterior ends. So that is why many acharyas, they say that 10.8, 9, 10, 11, these are 4 verses which can summarize the entire message of Bhagavad Gita. Oh, you want to? That's okay. Just leave it. I can wear afterwards. No problem. But this is important. Yeah. Okay. Hare Krishna. Okay, that's okay. Thank you. So, okay, fine. Does everybody know 10 chapter 8th verse? Everybody knows that? Everybody knows? Aham sarvasya prabhavo. You don't know, all of you? Matta sarvam pravartate iti matva bhajante mam buddha bhav samanvita. Now here I just discussed few points and Krishna is telling who is he. I discussed in details in the morning, but I'll summarize. Prabhupada is quoting Krishna. Fine, who is God? First you have to define. Definition is important. If you go to any tradition, of course, theistic tradition, if you ask a definition of God, most of them will say God is light. It's confusing, no? Or some of them will say God is feeling. In America especially, no? New Age gurus and spirituality. Or maybe God is, nature is God. If you go to scientists, most of them will say, okay, fine, we accept in God, but nature is God. If you go to philosophers, many of the philosophers might say, God is dead. You know this? So who said God is dead? You know this? Nietzsche. You know Nietzsche?
Yes.
Said God is dead. He came to this conclusion. Of course, his understanding was a little different. God is dead. So many people have many opinions about God and they try to envision God in many ways, but there is a definition of God in scriptures. And God is defined as, Krishna defines himself. God is defining himself here now. What best definition you can have if God himself defines who is he? That's the best, no? In fact, Prabhupada says in one of his lecture, when Krishna is saying I am God, he doesn't feel nice. Is it? Because if you say I am a great man, you might feel embarrassed, no? No gentleman will speak like that. So Prabhupada says in one of lecture that Krishna is not feeling nice when he is defining himself, but yet he has to do this to help us understand who is he. If Prime Minister doesn't tell he's Prime Minister, he will never know. Is it? Suppose for example, if you want to know your neighbor's house, okay, that house across the street, to whom that house belongs, can you know by scientific inquiry? Can you know by scientific inquiry who that house belongs to him? Can you know by physics, maths, chemistry whose house is that house? No. There are no scientific tools by which you can understand whose house is your neighbor's house. The only way you can understand is you have to ask somebody. You have to get information. Is it? Then information you can analyze, that's another thing. You need to ask. Similarly, you need to ask God, who are you? And that's a best definition. So Krishna, he helps us to understand who is he, so that there is no confusion. Many people say many things, but Krishna says, okay, I am telling now, who am I? And this is a definition of God. Aham sarvasya prabhavu. We have heard that he is the creator. You know this? If you ask who is God, the first definition is he is a creator. And that's where Bhagavatam begins. The first verse of Bhagavatam. Janmadyasyataha. You know that verse? Annebhaditaratascha avigya swarat. God is the cause of all causes. The first cause. The creator of everything. And mattah sarvam pravartato. Not only creates, but he maintains. In modern Christian theology, the understanding of God is he created and then left it. So that's what they understood. So he created and then left it, and it moved according to the laws of nature. Is it? That's what. So many scientists they started saying, any theologians, God is a blind watchmaker. You have heard that? He made, just like a watchmaker, you make a watch and then you leave it, and then watch will keep on continuing itself. No, then you don't need a watchmaker. You buy a watch, put it in your house, you don't need watchmaker. God is not like that. He creates His word and then He maintains it. You require Him for this word to move on. If He recedes Himself from this word, everything will stop. Because I told you, because Krishna tells, who is He? He is time. Kalo asmi bharatarishava, no? If time is not there, everything stops. So, can you tell me where is time? Okay, let me ask you some questions then, so that you don't fall asleep. And there's one more thing, so that you start thinking. Most of us don't think, and we have to think. So where is time? Where is time?
It is
Come on.
Under the control of.
No. Where is time?
Everywhere.
Everywhere? Okay. Is it in your watch?
No.
Is time is in your watch?
It is time.
Watch is a means to know what is the time. But time is there everywhere. It is outside, it is inside. Is it? Ito nirsimha parato nirsimha. Yato ami tato nirsimha. It's everywhere. It's like God. Time is like God. It is there inside your body, no? Every cell of your body has time. Because after 120 days, your RBCs will die. After 5 years, your liver cell will die. There's a clock going on in your cells. And after 100 years, probably, you will die. All cells will die. Is it? After every 7 years, your brain cells will die. So, why after 7 years brain cells die? Why after 120 days RBCs dies? There's a time for everything. So, your cells have a time. Inbuilt time in that. And that's in science, it is called, the word is called apoptosis. If anybody is doctor or scientist, apoptosis. It's a name that there is a time in our cells, but nobody knows the reason why it is. Why should every cell have a time? You got my point? Everything has a time. This also has a time. After some time it will start breaking down, no? Molecules of this, molecules of iron, molecules of marble. So time is outside, time is in sky, sun and the moon. Time. So time is everywhere. And who is time? Time is God. So that's why scripture says God is everywhere. God is there in form of time, and He resides everywhere. Not personally, but in form of time. You understand? So when scripture says God is everywhere, it's not that personally Krishna is there in my socks. It's not like that. Yeah, many people say in India. In India, if you say, no, God is everywhere, so some people are very stupid. So they say, okay, if God is everywhere, then God is in my shoes. So I'm stepping my foot on God. They don't understand. God is everywhere, not personally, but in form of time. That's the idea. Like for example, your whole house. Does your house have Wi-Fi here? You have Wi-Fi?
No.
Okay. You can access Wi-Fi in any room, no? So the vibrations of Wi-Fi is everywhere in a house. Is there? It is there. Similarly, but you can't catch it like this, no? You can't catch it. You need an instrument. Similarly, God is everywhere. But you can't step on Him. You can't catch Him. He's in form of time. That's the idea. So He maintains. It is said, by His mercy, everything moves. By His mercy, everything stops. He is the invisible hand behind everything. So another feature of God is He maintains. And the third thing is He creates, maintains and destroys. Janmade asyata. This is God. And if you can understand this, Krishna says, iti matva bhajante mam. If you can understand, not just, so the word is matva. And matva means understand, but it is more than understand. Matva means mananam, contemplation. If you don't just hear it, if you can contemplate on it, how everything comes from God, how the sky, moon, sun, trees. In Bhagavatam it is said, sky is mind of God. Sun and moons are the eyes of God. From the eyes of God, sun and moon were created. From the mind of God, sky was created. From the bones of God, let me use Krishna by God. From the bones of Krishna, mountains were created. From His hairs, trees were created. From His veins, spiritual veins, rivers were created. From His voice, the voice of birds were created. From His breath, winds were created. And from His foot, earth was created. It's beautiful, no? That's Srimad Bhagavatam. So, how can you forget Him? This is what is all around us, no? Mountains, trees. So, Krishna, He gave a portion of His breath and freshness to winds. Okay, this is a gift for you. No? Because all these are devotees of God. Earth, water, fire, air, ether. We see earth, water, fire, and ether as material elements. But Krishna sees them as living, not as dead. Because everything has a presiding deity. You understand? There were deities, demigods. So Krishna gave gifts to all these elements. Okay. To earth He gave the power to tolerate. Krishna gave a fraction of power of toleration to earth. Krishna gave a fraction of freshness to the morning. Morning is fresh, no? You get morning, you walk and there is fresh air. From where the freshness is coming? Krishna gave a gift to the morning time. Okay, this is a gift for you. And that's why when you take morning walk, you take freshness, you can immediately remember. Whom you can remember? Krishna, see? Because you know this freshness is Krishna's gift to the morning. So like that, Prabhupada says that it is very difficult to forget Krishna. And it is very difficult to forget Krishna, not very difficult to remember Him. Can you just hold her somewhere, because everybody will get disturbed because of her. Yeah, probably you can sit there and hear. Yeah, Krishna gave a little fraction of His mischief to children, so that they can. So there's God. You can see God in children, because that fraction, that mischievousness is little 0.001% of the mischievousness what Krishna does in Golok. He gave it. Okay, this is for you. So they do mischiefs. So that's why Krishna says in 10th chapter, Balam balvatamaham, I am the strength of the strong. Chalam chalyatamaham, I am the cheating propensity of the cheaters. Is it? So everything proceeds from him. So if you can take knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, iti matva, if you know all these things, if you know this subtle, it's not enough to know that everything comes from God. It is important to understand how everything is coming from Him. Just like I explained. Okay, sun is coming from eyes of God. That's what you should know. So how everything comes from God, that's important. And then you can remember Him always. Always. In fact, it is said, you can remember Him by remembering yourself. It's very easy. If you know yourself, you know Krishna. If you know Krishna, you know yourself. And that's what Krishna says in Gita. How? Because when you remember yourself, you can remember that the power to think, power to discriminate, power to hear, power to see, everything comes from Krishna. So you can immediately understand. When you know yourself, I am spiritual, then you can know Krishna is also spiritual. Is it? By that analogy, if you can taste a drop of water of an ocean, and if you can know it is salty, immediately you can understand whole ocean water is salty. Just by tasting a drop of water. So if you know yourself, because we are part and parcel of Krishna, we know Krishna. And Prabhupada used to say, no? So if you know gold, you know everything made of gold. So that's what Krishna says. Iti matva bhajante mam. Any person who is in knowledge, who gets knowledge from Vedic scriptures, from spiritual master, tries to not just to hear it, but also assimilate it, tries to contemplate on it. Bhajante mam. He worships me. He can worship me. Worship means to always think of Krishna. Worship doesn't necessarily mean to do arti. That's a part of worship. That expression of worship. Real worship is to always remember Him. That the meaning of worship is to give respect. Is it? Worship means respect, no? That's what we are doing, no? Offering lamb, incense. We are respecting Krishna. So, can anybody control kids there? They're talking. I'm getting disturbed. You can take them that side. Children and house program children are. So yes. So worship, Prabhupada says, Satatam smartyo Vishnu vismrityo na. So always remember Krishna. Never forget Him. That's a real worship. That's a real worship. If you can do some arti. If you go to Hindu temples, they are also doing arti, no? We are also doing arti. But then what's the difference between them and us? The difference is that we are remembering Him while doing arti. And when arti finishes, then also we remember Him. We don't forget Him. Krishna doesn't see you. Krishna doesn't really judge you when you are worshipping Him. Krishna judges you when you are not worshipping Him. He is intelligent, no? He doesn't see how much you give Him. He sees how much you keep with yourself. So, okay. We can be good boys and good girls when program is going on, but He sees when you are alone what you are doing. That's what He sees, what's happening around. Because when you are alone, then your true nature is out. Then you are you. Now you are not you. Now you are half you and half me. Because you are focusing on me. Because of me you are acting like this. So that is, Krishna says, Iti matva bhajante mam. That the trick to worship Him truly is to understand Him. That's why Krishna says, Buddha, bhav samanvita. Buddha means what? What does Buddha means? Intelligent. Buddha, and the opposite of Buddha is Buddhu. Buddhu and Buddha. Buddha, that the word Buddha is coming from this. Buddha, intelligent, or maybe intelligent. The consciousness which is having intelligence. That's Buddha. So, if you can understand Him like this, how this everything is coming from Him, how everything is connected to Him, that is intelligence. That is real intelligence. But that's very difficult to do, because for that you need knowledge. You need knowledge. Without knowledge you will not be able to understand. You can say everything belongs to Krishna, but you don't know how it belongs to him. No? So suppose you go to some big businessman. Suppose for example you go to Bill Gates. So many people are connected to him, no? His company, and so many people in the company, but different people are connected in different capacities, no? Some person is manager, some person is personal secretary, some person is a peon. Everybody is a different connection, different capacities. Similarly, in this material world, everything is connected to Krishna in different capacities, in different ways. So demigods are more connected to Krishna than us. There is a hierarchy. There is a hierarchy which is technically called Taratmaya, which is Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita. Above humans there are demigods who are more connected. Brahmaji is even more connected to Krishna. And even greater than Brahma is Vaikuntha. People in Vaikuntha, they are more connected. People in Dwarka are much more connected. Then Mathura, then Vrindavan. We know this hierarchy, no? And then Gopis, and then Radha. So that is called Vedyam Vastavam Vastu Atram. Atra Shivadam. Knowing the reality. If you are in illusion, you will be full of anxieties. In darkness, nobody is happy, no? No matter how much intelligent you are, but if you are in darkness, you will be full of anxiety. You will wait for light, sunlight to be really without fear, no? So that's what Krishna says to Brahmaji. Rite artham yat pratiyete na pratiyete cha atmani. Tad vidyada atmano mayam yatha bhaso yatha tamah. If you don't know how to connect everything to Krishna, you are in shadow or darkness. And this will produce fear and anxiety. And that is why Krishna spoke 10th chapter and 11th chapter. So what is the name of 10th chapter? What's the name of 10th chapter? Anybody knows?
Opulences of the Absolute.
Yeah, opulences of the Absolute. And 11th is universal form. Krishna shows that. So that is intelligence. That is real intelligence. So scientists, philosophers, they might be intelligent in relative terms, but they are not really intelligent. Real intelligence is to know God and His creation and the relationship. And by that intelligence, what comes? Bhava. Bhava means emotions. So this is actually a very important verse. This is the verse which is informing you need to have knowledge to get emotions. Because general idea is you don't need to get knowledge. And you can just love Krishna, no? That's the idea, no? Especially in India. Maybe in Christianity also. You just love God. And when it comes to philosophy and understanding, no, that we cannot do. It's like that. Mostly it is like that. But Krishna says, no, Buddha Bhav Samanvita. And this word Samanvita is important. Anybody knows the meaning of Samanvita? Anybody knows that meaning? Come on, you have not read Gita or what? Like what's happening? Or how many people have read Gita here? Okay, tell me completely. Complete? Okay, and what about others? No? Okay, you're starting. No, read Gita. You can't afford to forget Gita. You can forget your wife, but not Gita. This is the book you should never forget. If you forget Gita, it's like death. It's death. That's all. If you forget instructions of God, you forget God. And forgetting God is death. That is said in scriptures. Death is not death. Forgetting Krishna is death. The moment you forget Vishnu, that is called pralaya. It is called devastation. There are 5 types of pralaya. 5 types of pralaya. 5 types of destruction. The worst type of destruction is forgetting Krishna. Death is not as fearful as his forgetfulness. And that is why you see so many saints in Bhagavatam, they go to forest and they do austerities, no? Is it? Dhruv Maharaj, he stopped eating, sleeping and taking even breath. He stopped his breath. He was chanting like us. Of course, he was chanting Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, but it's all the same. He was chanting Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. We are also chanting, but there was a difference. He was thinking that if I stop this chanting, I'll forget Krishna. So let me stop my breathing and keep on chanting. That is Dhruv. Dhruv means what? Determination. And Prabhupada says, we should have determination like Dhruva. We can't stop breathing, of course. You can't even stop sleeping, what to say of breathing. Not even stop eating. They'll give prasad now. We can't do that. Our bodies are not made like that, like Dhruva. But we can get the idea, the inspiration from him. And the inspiration is, don't forget Krishna. And that is why we need to remember Gita more than anything in our life. So generally I say, don't read Gita. You should eat Gita, walk Gita, sleep Gita. They say, no? Yeah, you can eat Gita and it will go into your blood. That's all. So Prabhupada said, even in your sleep, if somebody wakes you up and he asks you, what is 15th chapter, 14th verse or 15th verse, you should be able to tell. That's how. You should know this book as law book. Lawyers know that, no? Okay, so what is 403? What is 402? What is 302? And they will just... That's how we have to know this Gita. Otherwise, even you can't make your life perfect and you can't even help others to make your life perfect. It's just 700 verses, that's all. Not much. No, it's not much. At least before death, you should have read Gita 100 times. At least. Prabhupada said somewhere, I don't have a quote, but one of the Prabhupada disciples, he was saying, he said to him, at least 100 times before you can hope to go back to Krishna. Because if you read again and again, then you will start assimilating. This knowledge is not like maths, 1 + 1, 2 and you get it. It's not like that. It takes time to seep in. It takes time to go into your soul. And then it will always be there. It's not just like this. It is not just cramming, no? It's not just cramming. You have to practice, you have to meditate, you have to apply it and see this word by the eyes of Gita. And then you slowly start advancing in this knowledge. So that is called Buddha Bhav Samanvita. Samanvita Prabhupada translates as Samanvita means Samanvay. Samanvay, you know this, but Samanvay means harmonize. You know this word harmonize? Harmony, harmonist. That was a magazine Bhaktivedanta used to publish. So harmonize. So you have to harmonize your intelligence and emotions. Both. You have to have knowledge and emotions. And when they go together, then you attain love of God. Because Prabhupada said, without knowledge, emotions is sentiment. And without emotion, knowledge is speculation. Prabhupada said no. Of course, he said philosophy and that, but it's the same thing. So without emotions, knowledge is useless. You are a scholar. You are proud. And without knowledge, emotion is sentiment. So my grandmother, she also used to weep when she used to see that Mahabharata. No, Mahabharata used to come, no, India. But was she in love of God? Come on, that's ridiculous. So many people are like that in India. They have emotions, but knowledge provides a foundation. Without foundation, there is no sense of building. You can see a building, but if there is no foundation, it's not going to be long there. It will fall down and break. And if there is just foundation and no building, there is no use. So knowledge is foundation and building is like emotions. You can't see the foundation, but it has to be there. So a devotee in love of God, he might always praise God, sing bhajans, and taste the nectar of holy names, but he has a deep knowledge which is like foundation. You will not be able to see it, but it will be there inside him. But when he preaches, then of course you can understand. He has deep knowledge. So all these gopis in Vrindavan, Krishna's gopis, no? Lalita, Vishakha. So they are the topmost lovers of Krishna. But at the same time, we have this information that Lalita Sakhi, she is expert in Vedic knowledge. She knows all Vedas. You can't debate with her. Although she is the best lover of Krishna. And Vishakha Sakhi, I think she's expert in Puranas and Upanishads. So people like to quote gopis, no? Gopis love Krishna. They are ignorant. They have not read anything. They are not scholarly. So give your heart to Krishna, but how do you give him heart? Without knowledge you can't give him. Without knowledge you can't fix your mind on him. So Krishna says, Buddha bhav samanvita. Join both. Join knowledge and emotions. Take as much knowledge as you can. Read, associate with devotees, and ask questions. The system to take knowledge is to ask questions. If you don't have questions, you don't have knowledge, is it? But you will have questions if you read the book. If you don't read the book, you will have no questions. And you will assume that I know everything. You'll fall into trap of assumption. That's what happens, no? Most of us, we think, okay, Krishna consciousness is pretty clear. Birth, death, disease, old age. Chant Hare Krishna and be happy. Krishna is supreme, that's all. What else is there? It seems like that, no? It's pretty clear, but that's just the top of the lake. There's a depth. You can see the circumference of the lake and you can say, okay, this is a small lake, but you don't know the depth of the lake, no? For that you have to go inside it. So that's this verse. Krishna says, Buddha bhav samanvita. And then Krishna says, okay, fine, now you might say, it is so difficult to fix a mind on Krishna. Even after hearing so much, it's so difficult, no? It's not easy. Your mind will start thinking of so many things, especially when you chant. Especially when you chant, your mind will start thinking of so many things. It's not easy to fix a mind on chanting. It's so difficult. Even after 20-25 years, still mind is going here and there. And you can't cheat yourself. You can cheat others. Now, I'm a senior devotee, but you can't cheat yourself. You know where your mind is. Prabhupada says you don't need certificate from anybody. You don't need certificate even from your spiritual master, whether you're advanced or not advanced. You know that where you are, no? We all know what's happening with the mind, what a mind is thinking. So how to fix a mind on Krishna? So Krishna gives that technique in the next verse. He knows even after taking knowledge, it will be very difficult to fix our mind on him. There are so many distractions, no? So how to fix? What's the technique? He talks in 9th verse. And what is the 9th verse? 10th chapter, 9th verse? Come on, anybody? Okay. Parasparam Mam Nityam Tushyanti. Okay, good. That's good. He knows. Okay, that's good. Matchit matata prana bodhyanta parasparam kathyanta shamam nityam tushyanti cha ramanti cha. So Krishna says how to fix mind. He gives a technique, matchitta. And if you read the purport of Prabhupada, read the purport nicely afterwards when you go home. Prabhupada says a devotee's mind is always fixed on Krishna. Now chitta means mind or intelligence. Chitta in Sanskrit, it denotes mind and intelligence both. So Krishna says, if you want to fix your mind on me, intelligence on me, you do one thing. The first thing you can do is, of course, Prabhupada says, chant Hare Krishna, is it? So by chanting Hare Krishna, you will be able to remember him. So the idea is, the result of chanting should be remembrance. You see the point here? So by Shravanam and Kirtanam, it should lead to what? Smaranam. That's a desired result. Kirtana prabhave smarana hove. Se kale nirjana bhajana sambhav. Bhakti Santa used to say. If you're chanting and if chanting doesn't make you remember about Krishna, then your chanting has a serious problem. Then either you are not chanting, that means your tongue is moving but not your mind, or we are chanting but Krishna is not happy by our chanting. If Krishna is not happy, your mind will not be fixed on holy name. Because who fixes your mind on holy name? You or Krishna? Krishna. So if our mind is going here and there, and if it is not getting fixed on chanting, the conclusion is Krishna is not happy. If Krishna is happy, he will attract your mind towards him, no? 𝗪𝗲𝗂𝗃, what's that verse? You know that? Yeah, speak. Okay, 𝗪𝗲𝗂𝗃 sevanam. So Krishna is called the master of senses. He can attract your mind. So as soon as you chant Hare Krishna, if your Hare Krishna is pleasing to him, then he will think, oh, he is nice, his chanting is so nice, and he will attract your mind towards him. That's why he's called Hari. Hari means to steal. He'll steal your mind, and your mind gets fixed on him. But if your chanting is not pleasing to him, then your mind goes here and there. And that's a small technique to know whether Krishna is pleased with me or not. That's a very easy way, no? So you all can know whether Krishna is pleased with you or not. You all can know. You can't cheat yourself. You can't. It's very simple to understand. So we can assume Krishna is pleased, but what is reality? We can assume that when we go in front of Krishna, Krishna will see me, or he might not also see you. It's his will, no? He sees people who not only desire but who deserve. And by their efforts who earn that deservance. And to them he sees. So that's a problem now. Now Krishna is not really pleased with us. Of course he is little pleased because he is allowing us to chant. If he is totally displeased, then you will not be able to chant also his name. You will not be able to chant. You try anything, you will not be able to chant. If he is displeased with you, then you will not be able to even hear this lecture. Seriously. Some phone call will come suddenly. Prabhuji, there is a problem in house, and you will go. If Krishna is displeased, he will not allow you to hear this, because he doesn't allow. You know this Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So once he was in Mayapur, and he was doing kirtan with his devotees. They were going on the road, and Mahaprabhu said, "Stop kirtan. Stop it." And all his devotees were saying, "What's happening? Why Mahaprabhu is asking us to stop?" So they walked for 1 kilometer, and then Mahaprabhu said, "Okay, chant again." So they asked Mahaprabhu, "What happened? What happened? Why did you stop?" Mahaprabhu said, "Back on the road, there's a person staying whose name is Devanand Pandit, and that person, he did offense to my devotee." So Devanand Pandit, he was a big scholar, and when he was giving this lecture, one of the associate of Mahaprabhu, Srivas Thakur, you know Srivas Thakur, no? Srivas Adi, he was hearing the lecture, and then tears were coming to his eyes. So Devanand Pandit, he couldn't understand what's happening. He asked his servants to pick him up and throw him out of the lecture. He's weeping, come on. And Srivas Thakur, you can imagine. So he did an offense against Srivas Thakur. So Mahaprabhu remembered that, and Mahaprabhu is God, he remembered. He said, because he did offense to my devotee, dear devotee Srivas Thakur, I will not even allow him to hear Hare Krishna Mahamantra. What to say of giving perfection? So sometimes if Krishna doesn't want you to hear chanting and hear this lecture, there is no power in this world which can make you hear. There is no power. No matter how much you concentrate, you will not be able to fix your mind. If Krishna decides that you should fix your mind on holy name, no matter what you do, you will not be able to you will not be able to remove your mind from chanting. Is it? It's in his hands. So the idea is to fix our mind on God, Krishna, we have to please him. We have to please him. It's not just matter of concentration and knowledge. It's matter of pleasing him, and that's what Prabhupada says in this purport. He has to be pleased. And how to do that? How to please him? So, okay, Prabhupada says, okay, fine. You are chanting Hare Krishna, but your Hare Krishna should be pleasing to him. That's the point, no? By chanting, you can fix your mind on Krishna, but only when your Hare Krishna is pleasing to him. That's the idea. And that is why so many of us are chanting, but our mind is not getting fixed, no? Because Some people Krishna is more pleased, some people Krishna is less pleased. So how to please him? And that Krishna says, Madgata prana. Now he says, okay, fine, you can fix your mind on me by chanting, but only when I am pleased. And how to please me? He gives a technique. Okay, I'll tell you how to please me. Madgata prana. So what that means? Mat means me. And so what's the meaning of prana? Prana, what do you mean? Life. And gata means?
Past.
Go. So Krishna gives a small secret. If you want to please me, you surrender your mind, intelligence, and even life force to me. Madgata prana. You should be like a fish without water. That, in other words, if you want to please me, chant Hare Krishna with the eagerness to serve me. Chant Hare Krishna with the eagerness to meet me. Chant Hare Krishna with the eagerness to develop a relationship with me. And that eagerness will please him. And that Prabhupada says, chant Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna chanting is like a child's cry for the mother. You have heard this, no? Is that? So Krishna says, okay, if you want to please me, develop that eagerness to serve me. But then how to do that? How to do that practically? How to get that eagerness? It's not natural for us, no? It's not natural for us to be eager to meet Krishna. Is it? Nobody is so eager to meet him, no? Here. You might be so eager to go back to your home, but not Krishna. We might be so eager to eat food, or maybe to survive, but not really to meet Krishna. So how to get that eagerness? So Krishna says this word Madgata prana also means that Prabhupada explains, if you want to develop that eagerness, then you should fix your goal. How to do that? By planning. By planning will produce that eagerness. You see, and that happens, no? A businessman plans how to earn money. Is it? He focuses, okay, I should earn this much, but then he starts planning. The more you plan, the more anxious he becomes to attain his goal. Is it? Planning helps you. You make a plan, then the next plan, then the third plan, and the more plan gets refined and changed, and the person will get anxiety. I have to attain that goal, no matter what happens. So Prabhupada says plan. That's a practical tip. If you want to fix your mind on Krishna, plan. Don't leave your life unplanned. So you should have some planning for your life. Long-term plan, mid-term plan, short-term plan. Today, what is your plan? What do you want to do for Krishna? That's the question. Prabhupada said that, no? What do you want to do for Krishna? So you should know what you want to do for Krishna. So you will say, okay, I want to chant Hare Krishna for him. That's not planning. Chanting Hare Krishna is not planning. Chanting Hare Krishna is a basic minimum requirement. It's basic, no? First said, no? Chant 16 rounds and follow 4 regulatory principles. And what is this called? This is called initiation, no? Initiation means end? So starting. It's not end. So you start by chanting 16 rounds and 4 regulatory principles. That's a basic minimum requirement. But then if you want to advance, okay, good. Krishna says, yeah, plan. You know what? The life force of a businessman is in money. Is it? If you take money from businessman, he'll die. He'll die. Because his whole existence is money. Is it? The life force of a man who's lusty it's in woman. He's always thinking, and if you take woman, he'll die. Or the life force of a drunkard, it's in alcohol. If you snatch alcohol, he will die. Similarly, the life force of a devotee is in Krishna. So just like a drunkard is always planning from where will I get alcohol. He's always planning his mind. Maybe this shop, that shop, maybe I'll steal money and then get. Or businessman is planning for money, or lusty man is planning for a woman, Similarly, devotee is always planning, what should I do for Krishna? What should I do? And that is a symptom of your goal. When you're fixed on goal, you always plan to achieve that goal. So always write a diary and write for yourself. Okay, fine. What should I do for Krishna in my entire life? Something you should have some goal, no? Some mission. So just like Prabhupada had a goal, Prabhupada thought, okay, I will spread this mission in entire world. He has that goal, no? Okay, fine. So I will translate Bhagavatam and it will take me 12 years. He calculated. Take 12 years. So he had a goal. But then he also had a short-term goal. So when he was in India, he was printing Back to Godhead magazines and distributing it. That was short-term goal. So you should know, for example, you should know when you go home what you are supposed to do. It should not be blank. When I'll go home, I'll decide what to do. And then you go home and then you're sitting on sofa, your bead bag is there, Gita is there, and you're seeing sky. What to do? Because you don't know. And then suddenly you feel what to do, so you take out your phone and start seeing Facebook. Pastime. Because you don't know what to do. So entertainment. Empty mind is devil's mind. Devil's workshop, yeah. So then Facebook, WhatsApp and all stupid things will come. And you'll waste your life by these small toys. These are all toys, no? So that's why it's very, Prabhupada says, first trick is plan or make a diary. Make a diary for yourself. Make a diary and write what you want to do for Krishna in this month. Okay, fine. So you can write, okay, in this month I'll finish Bhagavad Gita, for example. I'll finish 3 chapters of Bhagavad Gita, for example. Next month I'll finish Chaitanya Charitamrita. Something you have to write. Or maybe this month I'll distribute so many books. Something according to your capacity. You should write something. Great people always maintain diaries. You know this? Prabhupada had diaries, no? Yeah, and that's evidence. He was planning. He was counting his funds and everything. He was a very meticulous planner. Bhaktivedanta Thakur, he was planning. He was a very meticulous planner. He used to do exact things at exact time. We know this, no? He was very disciplined. Bhakti Siddhanta, he was very disciplined. And that's why they could succeed. They could succeed. So unlike other his god brothers, they could become pure devotees of Krishna. Even Krishna is planning. What to say of us? Even Krishna is planning for all of us. You know what? So when you go to Golok and you meet Krishna, he will not be just loitering around free there, space out. He's not like that. Krishna, what do you have to do? I don't know. No. It is said in Vedas, Krishna in his abode, he is strategizing. You know strategizing? He's making strategies. When you meet him, you will find him very busy. And he will say, Krishna, what are you doing? I thought you were always enjoying. And Krishna says, yeah, I'm enjoying, but I'm also strategizing. I'm making plans. How to deliver the people of this? How to help them to get back to me? And that is why Mahaprabhu came, no? Mahaprabhu said, no, I've spread a net from which nobody can escape. He said, I've made a net. Prabhupada also said, I've hatched a plot. Hatched a plot? Prabhupada said, and that plot is book distribution. You go and people join. So they were all making strategies. Planning includes making strategies. That's also one thing. So do that for Krishna. If you plan for Krishna, Krishna will plan for you. That's all. It is said in scriptures, if you make a house for Krishna here, Krishna will make a house for you there. House means temple. So, ye athamam prapadyante tam sathaiv bhajamyam. As you serve, so shall you be rewarded. Same. If you consider Krishna dies, you will die. If you think Krishna is an ordinary person, you will become an ordinary man. If you think Krishna is light, you will merge into light. If you think Krishna's body is made of flesh and matter, you will start feeling you are matter and flesh. You'll be in this body. Krishna will do as it is with you. Whatever you have conception for him, you will become like that. Because we are connected to him, no? We're connected to him. So that's what Krishna says, Madgata Prana. And then Krishna says, okay, fine. You plan, you strategize. But bodhihanta parasparam. You also come together and you discuss about him. Bodhihanta doesn't mean discuss. Bodhihanta means discussing about realizations. Share your realizations. Not just a simple theory. और ऐसे हिंदी में कहावत है ना, राम मिलाए जोड़ी एक अंधा एक कोड़ी. सुना है नहीं सुना है? I don't know whatever. You don't know Hindi, but so generally this happens. Devotees come together and there's no sharing of realizations. It's just mechanical. No, it's most of the time you come together, you have party, and then you go back. But that's not the idea. You have to come together to share your realizations. And not information. Information everybody can read. I can read for you. I can read, okay, this is like this. But that's not what I'm supposed to do. We are supposed to share realizations, what you have experienced by applying this knowledge in your life. That's called bodhihanta. Bodhihanta parasparam. Krishna says this is the best technique to advance. Best technique. But you can share realizations only when the other person is realized. No? You have to have something to give something. If you don't have something, how will you give? No, you can't give what you don't have. So that is why it is said in Bhagavatam, Sukdev Goswami, you know Sukdev Goswami, no? So Sukdev Goswami, as soon as he was born, he left his house. As soon as he was born, he left his house. Just and without, he even didn't wear clothes, he just walked away. And Bhagavatam says, why he walked away? Because he was thinking one thing. He was thinking, how should I help these people of this material world to go back to God? But the problem was, he was thinking the problem is if I don't have an experience of absolute reality, I cannot give that experience. I cannot really help them. So to get that experience of absolute truth, he left. And he said, okay, first, and Prabhupada translates that. Prabhupada says, Sukdev Goswami left his house to experience absolute truth in order to help the living entities of this material world. Is it? If you don't have taste for holy name, you cannot give a taste for holy name to others. If you are on 10th floor, you can pull people to 10th floor. But you cannot help them go above you. Is it? You can't do that. It's impossible. You can give information, but not wisdom. So it is very important for all of us also to advance for the benefit of mankind, not for our own personal benefit. And that is why Prabhupada, and that is the difference between an ordinary devotee and an advanced devotee. An ordinary devotee wants to become pure for himself. And Bhaktivedanta says that's selfishness. An advanced devotee wants to become pure for others. So you can read Gita. You can read Gita 100 times if you have this goal that yes, I have to benefit this entire world. Then there's an urgency. If you don't know, how will you tell others? The Prabhupada said, think big. Don't think you have to preach in Portland. That's a very small goal. You have to think I have to preach in entire world. Prabhupada was thinking. There's no harm in thinking, no? You don't lose anything. There's no harm in dreaming. You dream so many things. Why not better things? If you don't dream this thing, then you will start dreaming some other thing. So if that dream gets fulfilled or not, that's another thing. That's up to Krishna. But you can start dreaming. And in fact, all these people, Steve Jobs, Bill Gates, Birla, how Steve Jobs became Steve Jobs? They had a dream, no? All these people say no. All these people who give seminars of success, they had a dream and they wanted to fulfill a dream. If you don't have a dream, then there's no question of coming it true. You don't have a dream. You have a dream. Most of us have a dream, maybe, when I chant my rounds, my mind will get fixed. That's all the dream is all about. This is a small thing. Small thing. One day my mind will get fixed on chanting. That's not a good dream. That's a child's dream. No. Prabhupada said, if you think big, small things will automatically happen. Is it? But if you think small, nothing is going to happen. Nothing is going to happen. And that's what Krishna says here. This is called realization. This is called realization. Inspiring others and giving them enthusiasm. Okay, yes, don't waste your life. Perfect your life. There's no time. If you have a dream, I have to preach to entire world, then there's no time. If you have a dream, I have to chant and fix my mind, then there is all time in the world. Okay, fine. When I'll chant tomorrow, then I will try to fix my mind, and that's enough. That's what your dream is. But if your dream, I have to preach an entire world, then you don't have time. Then you finish your chanting, and then you start preparing yourself, so that one day Krishna will tell to Srimati Radharani that yes, this person is qualified to fulfill my mission, and let's empower him, and then use him in spreading my message. No, he chooses. No, like he can't choose us. If Krishna sits in Golok and he decides, okay, let's choose Keshav Anand Prabhu for preaching an entire world, I'll be really a disgrace on him. If he chooses all of us, one of us, we will spoil his reputation. Simply, we are not ready. We have not made ourselves ready. So that's what Krishna says. Bodhyanta parasparam. Have dreams. Share your vision. Vision. Share your vision. Tell your vision to others. Ask them what is your vision. Inspire others. Give enthusiasm to them. And then you will yourself advance. You will advance. And then Krishna says, Kathyantascha mam nityam. So what that means? Kathyantas means talking. Always talk about me. The idea is, what you learn, you give. Don't keep to yourself. Money reduces by giving, and knowledge increases by giving. No? So the more you give, the more it will increase knowledge. So Kathyantascha mam nityam. If you want to increase my realizations, Krishna says, you give me to others. Don't keep me with yourself. Don't do that. And that is preaching mission. No? And in fact it is said, so if you go to Madhva Sampradaya, Madhvacharya says, the only way to fix your mind on Krishna is by preaching. There is no other way. If you don't give knowledge to others, Krishna will not give knowledge to you. Or as it is said in Bible, Christ said, just as Almighty Father has given you the wisdom for free, you should distribute it for free to others. Christ said to his disciples, don't keep it for yourself. So whatever you learn, speak. You can speak to your wives can speak to husband, a husband can speak to wife, or maybe children. And Bhaktivedanta said, if you don't have anybody to listen, speak to yourself. You can do that, no? You can learn something, sit in front of mirror and speak to yourself. Okay, listen now. You can do that. I used to do that, by the way. Okay, listen now. You can speak to Krishna. In South India, they do like that, no? In South India, if you go to Madhva Math and Sri Vaishnava Sampradaya, Sri Rangam, what they do is, all these old ladies, they remember chapter of Bhagavad Gita, they come in front of Krishna and then recite. You know this? Parayan. It's called Parayan. Vishnu Sahasranam Parayan. So, Parayan, yeah. So they speak to Krishna. So if you don't have anybody to speak, Krishna is always there to hear you. He is always ready. First of all, he's getting bored of you, know. Come on, I want to listen something, but you're not saying anything. He's a person. Are you sure he's a person? No. Yes. He's not a light. He's not a machine. He has emotions. He likes to hear something. And if you don't speak to him something, he'll get bored. So Gaurnita is there, they want to hear now. But if you don't speak to them, they get bored of. So that is why there is a system of learning shlokas and learning scriptures and then offering them to Krishna. So that you can do. So Krishna says, Kathyantasya mam nityam. If you do this, then tushyanti cha ramanti cha. Then you get tushanti means then you get peace. Tushanti actually means satisfaction. Prabhupada says, first, in preliminary stage of devotion, they relish the transcendental service of the Lord. So Krishna will give you a gift if you do all these things. If you chant Hare Krishna, if you plan for Him, if you make goals, if you can dream for Him, if you can offer Him nice prayers, and learn scriptures and talk to Him, then Krishna will give you a gift when He becomes pleased. And the first gift is Tushyanti. Tushyanti means satisfaction. Satisfaction means your mind will get fixed on Hare Krishna. No? When your mind becomes fixed on Hare Krishna, then you become satisfied. For devotees, that is a satisfaction. No? Okay, I can chant now nicely, no distraction. So that Krishna will give. Krishna will attract your mind to yourself. He will take your mind. So that satisfaction, you will feel satisfaction in serving Him. And Ramanti cha. And not only satisfaction, Ramanti means pleasure. Krishna says, I'll give another gift. Another gift is pleasure and happiness. Happiness in remembering His qualities, pastimes and form. These two gifts Krishna has, satisfaction and pleasure. And He will give to those who deserve, who does all these things. In fact, Prabhupada says that a small technique to advance in devotion is Anukulasya Sankalpa, Pratikulasya Varjanam. You know this, no? To Anukulasya Sankalpa means to accept what is favorable for devotion and to reject what is unfavorable for devotion. And in fact, this word Madgata Prana means that. For Krishna, you can accept anything. And for Krishna, you can reject anything. Even if it is your own life. If your existence in this material world is displeasing to God, you will die. A devotee will die. He is ready to sacrifice his life. Okay. That's the perfection of human life. That is what is Srimati Radharani. She thought my existence is not really pleasing Krishna, so she decided to do suicide. In one of the pastimes, which Rupa Goswami explains, she decided, okay, I'll do suicide now. What's the point? And that is Anukulasya Sankalpa. A devotee is ready to accept anything to please Krishna. And a devotee is ready to reject without hesitation anything which displeases him, even if it is he himself. That's the idea. So then we get satisfaction. And so that is why I was telling the other day, one of the devotees in South India, his name was Kanakdas. You know Kanakdas? South Indians from Madhva, Udupi. He's a famous saint anyway, Kanakdas. So he said that when I will go, then I may go. You can hear? When I will go, then I may go back to God. So somebody asked him, who will go back to Godhead? And he said, if I will go, then I may go. When you can get rid of I, when you can get rid of importance to yourself. And that's the most difficult thing. You can, everybody in this material world can feel unimportant to you except yourself. You will never lose importance for yourself. Is it? Never. Never. The most important person in this entire world is me. That's all. Everybody thinks like that. And that is why we take decisions keeping us in the center. That's the point, no? But for a devotee, I is the least important. And Prabhupada says in one of his lectures, Prabhupada says a pure devotee thinks that even if he goes to spiritual world, how does it matter? my going back to Krishna, does it help him? What do you say? What do you say, all of you? Is your going back to Golok helps Krishna? So why you want to go? For yourself? Yeah, to please Krishna. But really, if we go back to him, will it really please him? Are we so beautiful devotees? No. We don't like to think like that, no? We probably if we go to Golok, we might create a chaos there. We might do that with all our political minds and I don't know what we're going to do there. So Prabhupada says a pure devotee thinks like that. A pure devotee thinks, because I am not a devotee. He doesn't think I am a devotee. I am complete nonsense. My going back to Krishna will not really please him or displease him. It doesn't matter whether I go back to Krishna or I go to hell. My existence, my going here and there doesn't matter to him. He is so big, he has millions of devotees, his creation is infinite. So what matters is whether I can do something for him. Only that matters, and that will help me, that's all. So that's how a pure devotee thinks. And this, why he thinks like that? Because he has no importance for himself. He has no importance, no? And that's what I was explaining. If you have an ant in your house, does it matter whether that ant is there or not there? Does it matter to you? Similarly, we are like an ant, no? Whether we are there with Krishna or not, it doesn't matter to him. Doesn't really matter. So devotee thinks, okay, fine. Whether so that's why many devotees pray to Krishna. Krishna, whether you send me to spiritual world or heaven or hell, you know this Mukundmala Stotra? No problem. Please always engage me in your service. No, that's what he prays. Why he prays? Because he doesn't attach importance to himself. He doesn't think keeping himself in the center. He thinks keeping Krishna in center. In fact, there was a very big devotee. So you know there are the saints of South India are called Alvars. Alvar. Yeah. So one of the Alvar is Namma Alvar. He was there, and he was sitting in trance. He was chanting. He went into trance. So trance means when your words, your thoughts and your emotions all are focused on one. For most of us, words are somewhere, thoughts are somewhere, emotions are somewhere. So we don't go into trance. We are not in samadhi. But when you go in samadhi, then you can contact Krishna. Without that, you can't contact him. You will not be able to see his form, name, qualities. So he was in trance, and Vishnu came to him to give his darshan. He came, and so Vishnu said, "I can't stay without you. You can stay without me, but I can't stay without you." So he came, and the Nammalvar, you know what he said to him? Okay, fine. If you were there instead of him, and Krishna comes to meet you, what you will say to him? They play this quiz. What you will say to him? Let's see. I'm asking you. What? If you're chanting and one day Krishna comes here, so and Krishna says, speak something. So what you will speak? What you would like to speak? Okay, tell me. Something, come on. Krishna is here, you have to speak something. You can't keep quiet.
Thank you for the honor.
Thank you for the honor? Okay, you can speak like that. Anything else?
Please engage me in your service.
Yeah, that's Krishna will say, I've got bored by hearing this. How many times you want to say that? Just serve, you are always speaking. That's okay. That's the official answer. I don't want official answers. Give an answer what you feel, not an answer what you have learned and crammed. That you don't speak to Krishna, no? Is it? So what do you want to say by your heart? So you don't know, see, first of all. If you don't know what to speak to him, why will Krishna come to you? You are not even prepared. Why should I go to him? He doesn't know even what to tell me. We have not prepared ourselves well to meet Him face to face. When you meet a great person, you have to prepare, isn't it? You have to be well prepared, because that may be your first and the last meeting. You don't meet great people again and again. You don't get a chance to meet them. And that is what is this class all about. We are preparing ourselves to meet Him. That is what we are reading. And we are discussing so many things. So Nammalvar, when Vishnu came, you know what he said? He said, "My dear Vishnu, please go back." He said that. Because this material world is so bad. People are so bad. It is so dangerous. Please don't stay here. I don't want you to come to this nonsense place. Please go back to your spiritual world and stay happily there. Is it devotion? That's pure devotion. Is it? So like Devaki and Vasudev prayed, and Krishna manifested in 400 form. And so Vasudev said, "Krishna, please become a child, because Kamsa will come, and if he knows, he'll kill you." So that's how pure devotee thinks about Krishna and not about himself. That's the idea. So I is gone. There is no importance to I. No importance. If Vishnu comes, you don't say, "Krishna, I am very happy." There's no I. There's no I is there, just I is existing, but there's no importance to I, It's just Krishna. Just Krishna. So he says, go back. That's very beautiful answer. And that is what will satisfy your soul. Official answers will not satisfy your soul. Doesn't satisfy your soul. There are answers, but then you have to unpack those statements. Please engage me in your service. So what service you want to do to Him? Okay, this service I want to do. I want to tell Him, please go back to spiritual world. So that's what Mahaprabhu said. That Shikshashtakam Shreya Kairiva Chandrika Vitarnam. Slowly the bud of devotion blossoms. Your faith blossoms. Can you ask them to? Probably have to scold them. In America, you can't scold people. Probably you can scold them. Spare the rod and spoil the... You have heard that? Spoil the child. Okay, so that is Tushanti cha ramanti cha Atma suprasidati. Your soul gets satisfied when you get these realizations, when you share these realizations, and then we can remain enthused in devotion and give enthusiasm to others. And if you do this, then Krishna says, Tesham satata yuktanam. If you are always in contact with me, satat yukt. Satat means always, yukt means in contact. We can remain in contact with Krishna by such realizations. Realizations are real wealth of a devotee, not just knowledge. Knowledge is not real wealth. Realizations, Krishna wants to see how much realized that person is. Is it? You can be scholar, but if you're not realized, Krishna doesn't like. Like for example, a woman becomes beautiful by putting ornaments, no? Then she becomes beautiful. When she does makeup and put ornaments to her body. Similarly, realizations are real ornaments of a devotee. Krishna wants to see that, okay, what is there in your soul? He doesn't see what is there in your mind and intellect. No, that's not the point there. He has X-ray vision, no? You can see. So he says, if you have realizations, then bhajatam priti purvakam. Then you can, then I will give you another gift. I will give you a gift of priti purvakam. I will give you a gift for attraction to my holy names. I will give you a gift for attraction to my form and pastimes. Bhajtam priti purvakam. You see? You will get attraction. So, if you are sincere, if you deserve, Krishna will give you a gift which is called as asakti. Asakti, you understand? Attachment. Or maybe bhava. Real emotions for Krishna. Not shadow emotions. Not false emotions. not the emotions which we feel. Most of us, we feel emotions for Lord, but that is shadow, that's not real. Real emotions were of Madhavendra Puri, who used to see clouds and faint. We don't faint while seeing clouds. We have emotions and bliss, but that is shadow, just a shadow, or a sample, or an advertisement. We just have advertisement. That Krishna gives some advertisement. Okay, take. Hare Krishna. Can you just hold?
She's not staying there.
Okay. Yeah, kids can't understand anything. What to do? Kids are not. You see, even if I try to explain her, she will not understand anything. No, is it? Because Krishna has switched off. It's not on yet. Her mind is not mature, is it? So she can hear but not understand. Similarly, if your mind is not mature, you can hear but you will not understand anything. You can hear, but if you are not mature by serving Krishna, putting your efforts sincerely, we will not understand. We will go here and come out of here. So Krishna says, yes, I'll give you a gift of attachment and real emotions for me. Bhajtam priti purvakam dadami buddhi yogam tam. And from that attachment to me comes knowledge. And this knowledge is different from the knowledge which you are getting by theory. Dadami buddhi yogam tam. Dadami means to give. Buddhi means knowledge. And Prabhupada translates buddhi yogam as devotion. Devotion. Bhakti yoga, is it? You know this, Prabhupada says. So Krishna says this knowledge is different. I will give you a gift of a knowledge which will never get destroyed. The wisdom, the secret, I will open the secrets for you in your heart. And that is why I said Bhagavad Gita is an open secret. You know, I told that. It's there. We know we are not this body, but at the same time we do not know. Is it? We know, but we do not know. We know holy name of God is holy name of Krishna is Krishna, but we know and we do not know. Those are secrets which Krishna reveals in the castle of your heart, in the interior castle. And Krishna will reveal slowly. And if He doesn't reveal, you will not be able to understand. And that's why Krishna says, Nayama Atma Prabhachena Labhyo. Prabhupada quotes, Na bahuna na shrutena va, Yameva esha vinute tena labhya tasaiva tesham tanum swam. This is from Upanishads, Prabhupada quotes. Prabhupada says, only by hearing you cannot understand Krishna. Only by giving lecture you cannot understand Krishna. Then who can understand Him? Only He can understand Him whom He wants to make Him understand. If Krishna decides that He should understand me, you can understand Him. If He decides you don't understand me, no matter what you do, you don't. So that is what Krishna is saying. Dadami buddhi kamtam. I'll give you such an intelligence so that you will be able to see me. You will be able to perceive me everywhere. You will never forget me. That kind of intelligence. So that I will guide your heart so that you will find a way to attain me. All your doubts will be solved. There are many doubts in a heart, no? What will happen in future, whether we'll attain Krishna or not, is holy name God Himself. So all the doubts will be cleared. And Krishna says in the last verse, He says, Tesham evanu kampartham, to such a devotee, evam anukampartham. Anukampa means mercy. I give special mercy to such a devotee who is sincere in my devotion, who is working according to what I say. I give special mercy, even if so Krishna says yoga kshema bhamyam, whatever he lacks I will fulfill, and whatever he has I will preserve. Yoga kshema bhamyam, that is special mercy. And one of the special mercy of Krishna is, okay, tell me, what is the first mercy of God? Krishna, first. What is the first mercy of God?
Giving us human form.
No. So when you start practicing devotion, what is the first mercy of? Or in other words, what is the first gift of Krishna?
Let us connect with Him.
Huh?
Allowing us to connect or serve Him.
Okay. No, that is okay. Oh, Prashad. No, my question is, you have already started the journey. You are already doing devotion, service, prasadam and everything. But then what is the first gift of Krishna? Now, I am talking about now, you are planning for him, you are serving him, all these verses I have been talking about. You are doing everything correctly as far as your capacity goes. So what is the first gift Krishna will give you?
Peace.
Not taste.
Peace.
Not peace. In fact, gift of Krishna is not peace. Gift of Krishna is anxiety. Not peace. Krishna says, if you become peaceful, your spirituality is finished. It's over. By the way, because Prabhupada says, a devotee is very anxious to do something for Krishna, is it? If you become peaceful, I don't want to do anything for Krishna. Then I'm so peaceful. Then everything is gone. So of course you become peaceful to the material world, but that's not a gift. Peace is a side effect. Side effect of devotion. Small side effect. That's not a gift. You see?
Right.
So what is the first gift?
Taste.
No, not taste. That's what I told you. The taste which you are getting now, that is a sample. It's not a gift. Gift is what he gives you. Sample is he just shows you.
Is realization.
No.
Realizing him.
Desires to serve him.
No. Remember? That's not the first thing. He says, Tesham evanukam partam aham ajnanam jam tamaha. That's the first gift. First gift is of Krishna is he will show you how much bad things is in your heart. He will give he will give you the eyes to see what nonsense person you are. That's a gift. No, you should not give it. Yeah, I can understand. But that is real achievement, because it's very difficult to understand what is there in a heart. It's very difficult. Most of us assume that we are good. But when we really see what's there in our heart, we will get horrified. We will get horrified. You will fear yourself if you see yourself. If you solve this question, who am I? You will fear yourself one day. And I am like this, I can't even imagine. And that's a gift he gives. Aham ajnanam jam tama. He'll give you eyes by which you can see agyan in your heart. Agyan, ignorance in your heart. That's the first gift. And Prabhupada says that. So as soon as you open the light, you can see all dirt, is it? Light is closed, you can't see. So Krishna is like sun. As soon as he rises in your heart, immediately you can see what all dirt you have. And that's a gift, because if you can see what dirt you have in your heart, what nonsense in your heart, you can work on it and groom it. You can make it clean. If you don't know, then how can you make it clean? So that's a gift. He will not clean your heart for you. You have to clean for yourself, but he will show you. Okay, this is this. So once you know the problem, you can solve it. It's over. But if you don't know the problem, you can pass millions of lives. Nothing happens. That's the first gift. And that is what Rupa Goswami says. Adau Shraddha. What's after that? Tata sadhu sang. Atha bhajana kriya tatha anarth nivritti. After bhajan kriya comes anarth nivritti. So that's a gift. That's what Rupa Goswami says. The capacity to see anarthas in your heart. That's aham ajnanam tama nashyami atma bhavasto. Krishna says, I will not only give you the power to see all those dirt, I will also give you the power to clean it. The power to clean it. That is nashyami atma bhavasto. I will destroy it. Not personally, but I'll give you power. So that you will be able to chetodarpana. You will be able to get rid of it. So as soon as Krishna will show what pride we have, what lust we have, what anger we have, and then when you notice it, he will tell you the plan how to take it out and throw it, and then give you the necessary power. So that's what Krishna says here. I am the means and I am the end. You approach me through me. That's the idea. Jnana Deepena Bhasvata. And he says, I am knowledge. I am light. I am the way. No? Christ said, I am the way. That's what Krishna is saying. Jnana Deepena Bhasvata. So we just need to follow Bhagavad Gita properly, read these verses, and perfect our life. That's what we are supposed to do. Hare Krishna, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So can you just hold on? Can you just bring that? Okay. You know this? You need this phone? Okay, is there any questions? Or I just need 1 minute and to announce something. So anything you have to ask or say, or you don't know what to say?
Prabhuji, the example that you, thank you for the lecture. The example that you gave about Nammalvar, I hope I got that.
What's that?
Nammalvar.
Nammalvar, yeah.
I didn't understand that part. Vishnu.
No, Vishnu came.
And he said, go back.
Yeah, because this material world is nonsense, no? This material, in comparison to spiritual world, this material world is like a drain.
So how much personal we should consider?
There is nothing personal for a devotee. That's what I said. When I will go, then I may go. The trick to advance in devotion is don't think about yourself. If you think about Krishna, automatically everything will happen best for you. That's what Prabhupada says. Think about Krishna. Don't think about yourself much. You see, a servant doesn't think about himself. He's always thinking about his master, no? Okay.
I came in that from what I was thinking is how much restricted we should think of Krishna. For an example, if I'm considering a person, if I'm not able to do a cartwheel, that I will think that person will not be able to do a cartwheel, or I will stop a child, don't do a cartwheel, it will hurt you. That person can easily do a cartwheel. In a similar way, if this material world is bad for me, it's a part of Krishna can see this, it's not that impure for Krishna, or he will not feel bad.
No, why? He doesn't feel bad, but we feel bad. Why he is here? No? He can come here by his mercy, but as a servant, that's from his perspective. But from our perspective, we should say, Krishna, why you are here? Please go back. That is the language of love. It's not language of logic. And language of logic cannot capture language of love. So, a lover is always thinking about the benefit of his beloved. And he says, see, I am rotting in this material world. You came to save me. Even if you save me, it doesn't really benefit you. Because who am I and who are you? So better is, you please go back to spiritual world. Sit nicely. Don't take pains for me. That's the idea. You have come from so far for me, and I am so useless. Please sit there. Don't take pains for me. That's the idea. What emotions, what love he is. He is offering his love to Vishnu like this. And that is pure devotion. You understand? It's a different game altogether. That's why I told you, official answers are different and devotional answers are different. So there are two things. So that is called as that is technically called as Tattva Vichar, and also Rasa Vichar. So in Tattva Vichar, it's okay for Krishna. Everything is energies, no. But in Rasa Vichar, it's not like that. Language of logic and language of love. It's a very different thing. So I'll give you example, and if you can understand, I don't know whether you'll understand, but you probably will understand. It is given by Acharyas that if you have a boyfriend and a girlfriend, okay, and the girlfriend slaps the boyfriend, he will feel happy or distressed? He will say, slap once more. He might say. But then the person who's looking, he'll say, what's happening, She's slapping, but he's enjoying. So, that is called rasa vichar. In tattva vichar, slapping is bad. It's violence. But in rasa vichar, it's not like that. It changes. So officially, okay, Krishna, you have come to save me, please engage in your service. But when you are in contact with him, then you are not talking language of love, you're talking language of not logic but love. Then you say, Krishna, please go back. And he understands the intent. The intent is to please him. He understands, devotee is thinking about me. He's not thinking about his own liberation and deliverance. And he's very pleased. So that's one of the emotions of devotee. A devotee might say, if second time Vishnu comes, he might say something different. Very different. But whatever he says, it will be pleasing to him. And he knows what to say. You got this point? It's a different thing. Okay, Satyavakru, can you just give me? Okay, I just wanted to tell this and we'll stop there. And thank you very much for listening. I know you are all tired because Sunday program and this program. But anyway, this is my books are anyway over, so I'll just forget this. This is one of my pen drive. I can't tell you so many things in one lecture. That's almost practically impossible. But this is one of the audio lectures, 190 audio lectures. And why I have recorded this is because generally we hear lectures, but we don't hear systematic way. Is it? Most of the lectures what we hear, those are random. But here I have recorded systematic lectures, like this 4 shlokas of Bhagavad Gita. Entire Bhagavad Gita I have spoken with logic and especially Prabhupada's quotations, because most of us don't read Prabhupada books. Is it? You all read Prabhupada books? No? Yes? No. But I just ask you, have you read Gita? Nobody has read. Oh, she read. Yeah, you read, but okay, how many have read Bhagavatam?
Not the reading.
Okay. How many have you read Chaitanya Charitamrita? Something. So that's what, nobody reads Prabhupada books. Because one thing is you don't have time. But anyway, that's an excuse. Where there is will, there is way. So, but anyway, what I have done in his lectures, I have quoted Prabhupada from his conversations, from his morning walks, from his books, so that you can understand what Prabhupada speaks, how he speaks, and how deep he speaks. So you will get an idea of systematic explanation of Bhagavad Gita, of Shikshashtakam, of Nectar of Instruction, and then if you hear in systematic way, you can always remember also. Because sometimes you hear and then people ask you, so can you speak? I know, but I can't speak. It's not there in points in your mind, no? So you can hear this in your car, this is a pen drive, in your phone, and one time hearing is 100 times reading. So you can, if you want to have it, if you want to have a look, you can take from me. This is all in English. तो कोई तो यहाँ पे किसी को हिंदी आती है? हिंदी वाले भी सबको आती है? क्या कह रहे हैं? तो मैं हिंदी में बोल देता, except her. She doesn't know Hindi. So anyway, these pen drives are in English and Hindi both. So if you want anything, no, I have Hindi. So these are in both. So if you want to have, you can have it. And again, thank you very much for listening to me. And thank you very much for helping me to revise my own knowledge. Even if you don't understand, it doesn't matter to me. Because I like speaking and it helps me to revise. You have to revise, otherwise you forget. And by giving knowledge, you increase your own knowledge. So it's a selfish purpose also. Okay, thank you. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai.